the bustling city of Animalville, where animals lived and worked like humans, there was no event more anticipated than the annual Cheese Festival. It was a cheesy extravaganza that had the entire town buzzing with excitement. And at the heart of this dairy delight was a legendary cheese, the Big Cheese, rumored to be the cheesiest cheese in the world. Our story begins with four quirky animal friends, Max the mongoose, Benny the badger, Larry the lemur, and Gabby the giraffe. They were known throughout Animalville for their wacky adventures, and this year, they had their sights set on the Big Cheese. The cheese was famously guarded by Madame Gouda, a strict and sophisticated elderly mouse, who had a knack for catching cheese thieves. But the friends weren't deterred. They had an outrageous plan. "I've heard rumors that Madame Gouda has a weakness for cheesy pickup lines," said Max, winking. Benny, the master of disguises, had an idea. "What if we dress up as a traveling cheese-tasting troupe? We'll distract her with our performances while Larry, the nimble lemur, sneaks in for the cheese." Gabby, the tallest of the group, chuckled, "And if all else fails, I can always reach for the cheese from the top shelf." With their plan in place, they crafted the most absurd cheese-themed costumes, complete with cheese hats, cheese capes, and cheese-shaped maracas. The day of the festival arrived, and the town square was transformed into a cheese lover's paradise. Stalls offered cheese in every conceivable form, from cheesy ice cream to cheese-filled balloons. The four friends, now in their outlandish costumes, took the stage as the Cheesy Quartet, armed with their maracas. They began their absurd cheese-themed performance, complete with interpretive cheese dancing. Madame Gouda, watching from the crowd, was utterly bemused. She was so captivated by the absurdity of it all that she didn't notice Larry stealthily sneaking toward the Big Cheese. Just as Larry was about to grab the cheese, a gust of wind blew off Max's cheese hat and it sailed right into Madame Gouda's face. The audience burst into laughter, and Larry froze in a state of sheer panic. However, Madame Gouda, now with a cheese hat on her head, couldn't help but join in the laughter. She started dancing with the hat on, completely forgetting about the cheese. Seeing this unexpected turn of events, the four friends turned their performance into a spontaneous cheese-themed dance party. The entire square joined in, and chaos ensued as animals twirled and swayed to the cheesy beats. In the midst of the uproar, Larry managed to snatch the Big Cheese and passed it to Gabby. The cheese was enormous, and it took all of Gabby's height and strength to carry it. The Cheesy Quartet, still in full costume, made a dramatic exit from the stage. They dashed through the festival grounds, pursued by a bewildered Madame Gouda, who was now dancing with the townsfolk. As they reached their secret hideout, they finally removed their ridiculous costumes and burst into laughter. They had pulled off the most absurd cheese heist in Animalville's history, but they couldn't keep the cheese for themselves. They decided to return it to the festival, with a note that read, "The Big Cheese returns." With a side of silliness, the festival went on, and Animalville celebrated with even more cheese-themed fun. The Cheesy Quartet joined in, sharing their ridiculous cheese dance with the town. As for Madame Gouda, she couldn't help but chuckle at the memory of that absurd day. She realized that sometimes, it's okay to let go, have fun, and embrace the silliness of life. And so, the annual Cheese Festival of Animalville continued to be a hilarious, cheese-filled extravaganza for years to come, with the legend of the Big Cheese Heist becoming the stuff of cheesy legends. The moral of the story: Sometimes, the most outlandish and absurd adventures can lead to the cheesiest and most memorable moments of all. Embrace the silliness of life and let yourself dance to the absurdity of it all.